Go. Well, I think Scott and I originally started this
Yeah, I
Sunday
think you
coffee.
did.
Yeah, back what 5 years ago, something along that
Hmm.
lines. I just couldn't keep up with it every morning, so
Well,
it's kind
it's a lot, but it's the only time I talk politics. So you chew it all the time. So we have a real political person here doing this. For my audience, and for those of you who come in from being with Sheila's audience, there's a candidate running in the state of Texas, and he's running just north of where I am, and his name is Eli Worthy, which has got to be the best name for a politician ever. And he's 19 years old. He's running for justice of the peace. He he's the youngest person, obviously, on their whole Texas voting thing in November. And he doesn't have a lot of money. He's not going to school on a scholarship. He works on the weekends to pay for his to keep himself going. But he went out and got the signatures, got on the ballot, and he's been out having meetups, which are where you go to people's houses or you go to bars, you go to places, and there's a bunch of people who are supporting you meet up. And the strangest thing started happening 2 weeks ago. A large number of elderly women showed up. And Eli went up and talked to them, and they were wearing badges, and they had their name, and they were Republican precinct chairs, and they had their precinct on there on the badge. And they called Eli their Boy Scout because they're so sick of how their county party's being run and how their whole party's being run. And Paxton comes out of their backyard, and they just went through a lawsuit where I know there's echoing on my end, but it's not from my computer. We think it's Sheila's sound system. Sorry.
there's an echo.
Yep.
I don't hear the echo. Big echo. All right. Well, let me.
We played with Sheila Sound. Anyway, bottom line for those of you who have been following the wonderful tale of Eli Worthy is Eli will now, he will win if these women get behind him because they are wearing, they're calling their people and say, don't vote for the Republican candidate. Vote for Eli. No more echo. It's gone. Whatever we
What?
did, we did it.
It's is it back because I muted myself.
Okay. Is it back? Yeah.
There's a lot of echo when you
It's
talk.
coming through your microphone.
Echo gone. Now it's great.
Okay. We're going to
It
go.
is.
Guys, it's not that bad an echo. Anyway, we've got to get going with this show. Sheila, you want to say hi to anybody and talk about anything in particular on your mind before we get going?
Oh, there's not much. Let's definitely get into some political readings. Let's get on with it.
Okay. Let's start with the reading of the day. Reported at 2 a.m. DC, Lindsey Graham's gone. Was it natural or not? So you
Everybody
can
wants to know if it was natural or not, or is there are they thinking that maybe he took his life or something
yeah,
along that lines, or we're just gonna see what the cards say.
see what the cards say. We're dealing them out, guys. And the report is sudden illness. Well, that's a sudden illness if you stop yourself.
Well, just a little bit of information. He was a severe alcoholic. He drank every single day. This is not
Mm-hmm.
surprising to me whatsoever. That all of a sudden his body has given out. So that doesn't shock me at all.
Oh God, I do think it's what I years ago. I called a friend of mine because I've been flaking through my feed, and I saw Lindsey Graham commit suicide, and I went looking further in the feed to try and find out more about it, and I couldn't find out anymore. And I've had that happen in the past where I've seen people's deaths a couple of years before it happened, and I've seen the circumstances. I'm not saying that's what happened, but this is what I got was the fool. This is the only yes I got in my yes no. the fool did it himself. Because my question was it natural? And I got, no, it was an act of intemperance, someone who didn't want to go on. It's a Two of Swords reverse, very bad decision. And now, as I'm sure we'll all find out from Cash Peters, he's sitting on the other side sulking. What'd you get, Sheila?
Well, I said ride the storm,
Mm-hmm.
purge and ride the storm.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes me feel that he was searching for something when he was out of country. Feathered Omens. That's a really interesting card that I got. Was a Feathered Omens, which is self-deceit, illusion, and secrets. A negotiator. So there's something about the negotiating. I'm kind of picking up why he was out of the country.
He's off visiting Putin.
Mental contest. There's a mental contest and an intervention that kind of happened. So there's something in his mind that wasn't going very well. Confront his fears. He was under a lot of pressure and a lot of fears, and his death just literally cleansed it all.
Right.
So I didn't really get self inflicted. However, alcoholism, is self inflicted. There's no other way of looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
So he may have just drank too much that day. He knew what he was doing, or something along that lines. But it was definitely, whatever happened was definitely done out of fear. But a sudden, they could, like, sudden usually means suicide. That's what they've always said. When somebody says sudden death or sudden this or sudden that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have a feeling that it's kind of a. I mean, when you drink a lot, there's no doubt in my mind that you are going to your body.
The
is
bottom line
deteriorating.
is he's gone, and that's one less cheerleader for Trump.
Oh yeah, there's a crack in the armor for sure.
Right, and then somebody said it's sudden death. Okay, according to Legal AF today, 125,000 lawyers joined together to sue the Trump administration. So the question out of that would be, will it be useful? Will it be successful?
All right.
I don't know what they're suing him about. I don't know what they're suing.
Well,
Will this be able to go forward?
Let me go look that up and see what's going on with that.
Okay. Will it be successful? Okay, the way it laid out for me was they're going after Trump just because of the stuff he does. They're tired of being disappointed in how everything turns out, so they're being proactive. It's not about the money that they're suing him over, but that will happen, and it will end up in front of a woman judge, and she will be fair. So I think it's gonna be a successful lawsuit. What do you get, Sheila?
Well, it says here that they're not all together. It says that more than 150 lawsuits against the administration. So it's not all one thing. It says multiple legal organizations have filed lawsuits against him, various Trump administration's actions and over the past year. So it's not one lump sum. It is literally over the past years, and that's pretty much how it's gone. So let me see what my cards have to say about all of these, because that means that they pretty much have their own timeline, right?
Well, what she's saying is that the way legal AF put it, they've joined together. They pulled their lawsuits together.
It may be, but they're not saying that it says separate. Yeah, so they haven't. There's nothing on there saying that they have joined together.
Okay.
I think
so
they're
you're
just reporting
assuming what's going to happen with these lawsuits.
Yeah, it says separately organizations such as, and it has filed things, but they're not. There's not one entity saying 125 has gotten behind one lawsuit. So I just wanted to say with that, I got affair for some reason. Like, their affairs, they're suing over the lies and the deceit and all of that good stuff, and all of these secrets are out there, and they're trying to let them loose. They're trying to get to them. They're trying to, expose the accomplices and partners in crime. And it's a natural disaster, either through his administration. And Trump is pretty trapped at this point in time with all of these lawsuits that he has. But let me go through my situationals, because what happened divorced and final. So I don't know if the lawsuit's divorced and final. They get what they want. When somebody divorces, they grant their divorce, right? And whatever they have in their in their suit, in their divorce decree or whatever, everybody gets what they asked for. So I think that they are going to definitely pursue, but I don't see anything happening anytime soon, to be honest with you. I don't feel that at all. I feel like they all are going to hang out in the ethers until this administration is over with, or Kash Patel, or whoever is out of power, because they know how to slow roll everything.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what I got. There's a lot of echoing. That's too bad.
You're getting it again. Now it's not. So I don't know if you just turned your mic off. Okay. We've gone through this. Patty, Sylvan Butterfly. It was a stressful trip for all that. Did Russia have anything to do with this death? That's a good question. Other than the stress it puts on everybody. So the question I'm going to ask Sheila out of this is, did Russia have anything to do with this? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is that better? I took off the echoing cancellation thing on there. But you see, I look at this question and I think, did they have anything to do with it? Like they killed him? No, I don't. Not at all. I also feel like he probably amped up his drinking because of the trip. Like there's something on that trip that he's finding out that's stressing him out really, really bad. So that's kind of what I think. But we'll see. What do you get? Are we... Oh no. Can you guys see me? Is Nancy frozen? What else can we do, right? I think Nancy's frozen, or at least she's frozen on my end. Hello? Anybody out there? Oh, it's just me now. Anywho, we'll just wait for her to come back. How's everybody doing on this Sunday morning? You know, if it wasn't for internet problems, we would be so bored. That's what happens on live shows. You get what you get. Nancy is frozen and now she gone. She gone. Whew. Good morning, everyone. She'll be back. Uh-oh, maybe. What happened?
My system's completely down. I'm going to try again, but it's saying I need to do a complete system check. I told you Susan said we were unstable.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Well, I'll send out a thing to my people, and please send one to yours, and I apologize.
Well, they can see me. They can definitely see me, and they just heard you. So you're on live. Let me see. I don't think I can send out a I don't think I can send out a request for you.
No, I'd have to send it on my own. My StreamYard will not come up.
Oh, no.
It just took me off. I mean, I was going to hang in there. So if you could please apologize to everyone in the channel and tell them I'm really sorry, but I don't know what else to do. Because it's telling me I have to strip my whole system. I have an IP issue from AT&T. So it's real. I mean, when it gets to that point, that's my provider.
Well, as I said, if I close down and create a StreamYard...
Yeah, you can do that.
And then invite you, would that work?
Yeah, but then I'd have to tell my people where to find us.
Oh, they're listening right now, hon. They're on.
Tell them that if you can do that, then IP issue. Yeah, it's a gateway issue, Sheila, on my end. I'm sorry. I got you up and got us all excited. And we had 40-some questions, and I know Susan's formally closing everything down at noon to do a complete gateway sweep. She talked to me last night about it. She was a little concerned. Please apologize to everyone, and I will too.
Everybody knows. Everyone says it says you're looking. It says Mercury retrograde. Please continue the read. They want to know. Do it on the phone. Do it on your phone like this if you can. You can go to your phone.
Okay. Let me see. I don't have StreamYard on my phone.
Sure you do.
I can do it on the phone with you if you want to translate to everybody. I'll read you the questions.
Well, yeah, it says, hey, Sheila, how are you? So what you could do is you can go to StreamYard on your phone. I've done that before, or on an iPad.
I don't have an iPad. I don't have Apple.
Well, you know the email that you sent me? Can you get to your email that you sent me?
Yeah.
Go to your email.
Open that up and see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, try that. But everybody can hear you right now, so we're just doing.
Okay, well, tell everybody I'm on my way. I'm gonna.
They hear you.
My Gmail.
You okay. Are on.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye. Did everybody hear that? Okay, so I need to know how the curiosities is. Are Nancy Jean's people still here on her channel, or is it just people from my channel now here? I'm curious how this is all working. Because if she goes on to her, I don't know. We'll see. Anywho, the question is, did he die from natural father died of a heart attack. Stressful trip to Kiev, but curious if Russia. I'm on your channel. I hopped over. I switched to your channel. Okay. Nancy Jean's channel here. Okay, so Nancy Jean's channel people are still here as well. Okay. Gotcha. That's good to know. We're still here. I'm going to hang in there and see. I can only see your questions on my phone now because all the comments stopped on her channel. It looks like. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We can hear you at Nancy Jean's channel. Of course you can. Why not? It's too funny. I got all the starred questions too, so if she... Oh, I could do it. Hey.
Okay, I can't do it through my phone. My whole IP system is down.
Oh, gotcha.
So it won't, it's saying, honey. You
well,
ain't going nowhere.
I tell you what, I have all the starred questions over here. I can still get to that. People are still on your channel. They can see me on your channel still, so that's still up. The only thing what would happen is I can't shut it all down, so I can get out of
You don't want to. It's telling me I have absolutely no hope on my computer end.
Right.
And so people want to keep going. I'll go to the show if I can get there.
Right. So
I'm not even sure I can get there because everything's off.
Right. But listen to what I have to say. I cannot shut down StreamYard on your channel.
No, it's not letting me. I mean, it's okay. Just run as long as you can, and I think at some point it will stop.
Interesting. I should have shut it down because of it being connected to you.
Then you would have had to recreate another channel.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't have gotten that to my people because I have no way to send it to them.
Well, they
right
know.
Now, my computer's going nuts looking for a channel.
Your people are still on here and on your channel listening to me on StreamYard. They're still here. They haven't left.
They'll see you.
Yes.
We were co-linked. They'll see you.
Yeah, and they hear me and they hear you on the phone right now.
Okay.
So they all know. They all know. Your people all know what's going on.
Okay. Your people are probably terribly confused and wonder, who is this amateur that's invited Sheila on? But it's really more of an IP issue. We've been having a lot of IP problems in Dallas, which is why my daughter, who makes her living at this, she was going to shut our whole IP down later this afternoon and clean some stuff up. And she did not do this, by the way. She's already been down screaming because hers isn't working either.
All right, honey. So here's the deal. They all want you to just be on the phone and answer the questions.
Okay, fine.
Let's just do it that way. So the question of the day, I don't know if you can follow it on your phone or go, or whatever to go to the
I can see
channel.
them because
okay.
They were posted to my YouTube channel, so let's see if I can get there.
Yeah, if you can get there. The question of the day is, did Russia have anything to do with what's going on with Lindsey Graham, or what happened to Lindsey Graham?
Yeah, and what I saw was, I don't think they physically did anything to him, but it was tower time. They told him something that so upset him, he decided to leave.
Yeah, I have a feeling that whatever he heard definitely amped up his yeah. I mean, everybody, I don't think he did it on purpose, but he knew that it was, something was up. I just don't think.
Well, I can tell you, after what happened to me last year, there just comes times when the universe says, do you want to come with us? You're going to stay where you are. And he chose to go.
Yeah. I agree. I see the authority and the structure and the burden of it. Okay, so we all know what's going on with him. I'm going to go ahead and take this question down if I can. I don't know if I can. Can I take this question down? Oh, no. That question has...
You're not a co-host or person.
Yeah.
Let me see. Because I think my internet may have come back.
Ooh.
Oh, it's back.
Oh my gosh, a miracle. But I want to, while we're waiting, I want to go find out what he found out. I want to go look and see.
Okay, we're together.
Put me in the studio.
Okay.
Okay, I'm hanging up on you. Okay.
Good.
Do a remote view.
Do that, because I don't do that.
I could do a remote view. What kind of question? Let's go ahead and take this one down because I really want to know. Well, I could do a remote view. I get the feeling of what happened over there. I didn't know he was gone because I wasn't paying attention to him.
Well, who knows? They all sneak out of the country.
And I could do like a remote view, close my eyes and all that, and you can pull cards and see if it correlates with what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Try that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and mute yourself so that the echoing will go away.
Okay.
How about that? And then I'll just do close my eyes and do a remote view. And you can kind of pull questions as I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about, right? And then we'll talk about all the cards you pulled after that. So, Lindsey Graham, what's going on? Whew. His emotions and all of that are really, really heavy right now, so hang on. So the first picture I have up is he has on his feet, they're like brick blocks, like he's walking with cement feet. So I don't know what that's about, but that's what he's doing as he's walking. I see him trying to walk forward, and he's just having this hardest time doing that. So that was the first picture up. So I wanted to kind of ask, can we go see what he found out? For some reason, while he's over there, okay, all I do is tell you what I can see. His skin is starting to discolor. It's starting to like turn gangrene or gray or whatever, but his skin, while he was over there, his skin is turning color, and he even thinks that he got into something. He's really worried about the discolor on his skin. He, of course, is having relationships over there. We don't need to go into that. We all know that he's a queen, but he's having queen relationships while he's over there, and I don't need to see that. Come on, Spirit. I don't want to watch that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's move on. Thank you for the information. Oh my God. Okay, so that's the reason why they told me is this person, he's with his very high ranking. Like if this was disclosed, something is leaking. Information is leaking either over there, or somebody got a hold of this information that they were not supposed to know about. And that is what's worrying him. Oh no. That's why he's worried that they have done something to his skin. He's panicking over there. He's sitting in a dark room over there. He's pacing while he's over there. They don't know what to do about it. They're panicking. So I have a feeling that's what was going on. Something about that. Either the Russians know or the Ukraine knows. There's really something. I'm trying to get more of the gist of it, but it's really impactful. Panic, heartbreak. They have to stop. That's even more heartbreak. We can't be seen together. That's more heartbreak. Oof. Okay, so they're putting him on the plane. And he's getting on the plane, and he's like isolated. He's in his fancy little spot on the plane, and he's drinking. He has literally said, well, if this was a time to really, really get drunk, this is it. And he just literally doubled down on his alcohol. I see two-fisted, four-fisted. I mean, they're coming. Yeah. Oof. I'm going to come up and out of that.
Okay. What I got was he was poisoned. Darkest before the dawn, that people were collaborating with helping him. This is the Ten of Swords, by the way, in this deck. So he was ready to go. This is that he was collaborating with people, that there was a struggle, and he just didn't want to struggle anymore. The struggle's reversed. And he wanted to move on. And the last card is wearily defending the gardens. So he he was tired of fighting for them, and he just gave up. I think he walked out. He walked out of his life. I think something was put on him that made it easier, and the fact he's an alcoholic made it easier. And I'm frozen again. But that's okay.
But we can hear you.
Okay.
But
that's what I got with Sheila's poison there. And that's only to Putin's advantage to get one more pop voice for Trump out of the way, because Putin's not in love with Trump either. He hasn't stopped the war in Ukraine. He hasn't done anything. And he's not just ineffective. Wherever Trump shows up, people say, well, what's Putin say today?
No, I think Lindsay died in his D.C. apartment.
Yeah, he died in the States.
Yeah. He kind of went to the same hospital as his what's-his-face did. So.
Okay,
well, anyways, yeah. So I think we kind of covered Lindsey Graham this morning. We'll see what happens, because there's going to be more information possibly coming out. So definitely.
Oh, somebody gave us a contribution. Thank you so much. And all my starred questions went away when I went off. So let me go back. I can resurrect them. Talk, Sheila.
Well, I have the questions here. I can't display them, of course, but I can.
Okay, if you can read them, that helps.
Okay, this one's from, I think, MZ Green. Could the Republicans be thinking of expanding the court by appointing justices without Senate approval? Can they do that?
They can't do it.
They can't do that.
I won't feed fantasies as much as I would like to.
Yeah, and they can't do that. They have to have the Senate. They have to go through the Senate trial or whatever, all the investigations, and do that. But what they're troubling now is that the Senate is depleting. I mean, they literally lost 2 people within a week or a month, and what we could do is look and see where the third one is targeted. You know that old guy? Who was it? He's like 94 years old. Who is that? He was a senator.
I can find the oldest senator.
Yeah, I can't. Maybe somebody in the comments can remember who. He's like. Yes, Grassley.
Oh, yeah, from Ohio, Iowa, and they're in trouble in Iowa anyway.
I kind of feel like maybe like the dinosaurs, those 3 dinosaurs need to go.
Okay, but you gotta be careful when you say old, because Bernie's 84, and Bernie's a year older than Mitch McConnell.
Well, Bernie lives a better mentally, emotionally healthier life than Mitch McConnell ever did. Collins is looking good. It isn't looking good either. He's 92. Grassley is 92.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see if Grassley's going to be the third. You know, they say things come in threes. Thank you for the 575 of you that have hung in there through our electronic debacle here.
Yeah, we're worried about Fetterman too, so definitely hold on to that question too.
Okay. I get no on Grassley. I also have it. We're talking about death, darkest before the dawn, the 10 of swords. But I don't. All my other cards say no, he's not going to die, and he's actually going to live a lot longer. That guy's going to live to be like 100.
Of course, because even Satan says, "Not today, not today.
Mm-hmm.
I literally have a chariot of an empress. So I asked if it was. I asked kind of if it was him or somebody else. I got the chariot of an empress. So and a queen of wands. So maybe a female of some sort.
Okay, I'm going to look at one I'm thinking of. Collins.
Yeah, maybe.
Because she's got some kind of neuromuscular coordination problem that doesn't stop her from completely functioning. But that woman shakes a lot. Nope, not her either.
Not her.
Let's see. Maybe we're thinking in the wrong
direction. You didn't get her either.
No. Yeah, I'm going to see is it someone in the White House. Not saying who.
Huh. Let's see.
Oh, God. 5 yeses.
Do what?
Yes, there's no more hanging around waiting for it. It's been a slow and steady progress that we've been following. It's kind of their goal to be the one. It's going to lead to a lot of people. This is the Three of Swords, grief and sorrow. But there's a lot of people who are going to be so excited because they're tired of patiently waiting. So it's around the White House.
I got have courage, and it says stop hiding, show up, and let yourself be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says shedding illusion. First step is awareness. The second is acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says seductive allure. It's like what we've been all wanting, like seductive. We've been wanting this. We've been wanting this. But let me see. I just don't feel like I mean, Trump is going to die. There's no doubt about it. And he's getting close, and they're going to blame it on this and that and the other. And I'm not sure that they will ever tell us the truth for as to what is happening. They'll probably blame it on Iran so that they can bomb the crap out of them. Yeah, it's going to be under lies. It says fire, lies, and inside. The cult.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the cult. There's regret coming. We have serial killer. Oh. It's an accident. And I have egotism. Their egos won't be able to let it go. And then I have justice. And then legal proceedings. And let's see, burial. Oh my God, I got burial.
Well, someone wants to make sure you feel good after the yuck.
I promise you, I am purely protected. I am.
Right.
But I can, yeah, they were trying to show me the scenes of what he was doing. I'm like, I'm not interested.
No, thank you.
I don't want to watch it. But yeah. Interesting. All right, what else we got? Let's see.
Okay.
Fetterman.
Fetterman. Okay.
So Fetterman is threatening to leave the Democratic Party and go to the Republican Party. Let's see if he actually does it, or if he just kind of moves to the middle ground where he comes as an independent, because he's not getting reelected where he's at as a Republican. If he goes straight Republican, the only thing he can do is help the Republicans in the Senate, but he's not getting reelected.
I think he wouldn't get reelected anyway.
No, but he's like, no, he's not. He's already damaged his relationship with that.
I see. Better things are ahead for Fetterman, but he's really not interested in the job he got. I mean, he thought he'd like it, but people play on his passions and desires. Because of his stroke, he doesn't think as clearly as he might. But he's going to stay with the Democrats. There's 2 more no's. No, he's supposed to stay where he's made promises. And I think he's getting a lot of pressure from his wife to stay as a Democrat and not embarrass himself.
Yeah, he's very defensive about himself. He's very defensive. He has a battle within. It's exactly what your card said, the battle within. He doesn't have that inner conflict and resolution. Then it says, find wholeness. So he's trying to reconcile what's going on in him. And you're right. I have a feeling he's just going to ride out the storm. I don't see a real switch either. Shadow Blossom, he may vote with the Republicans every so often because he has that opportunity, but I don't think he's going to like shift. Now I have a feeling that he's got a different perspective. Well, they're dying, so maybe they're coming after me. He's got a fear he has a fear about something, about dying. Yeah, he's got some problems. Yeah. I don't know. I think he goes back and forth. I honestly don't believe that he ever comes to a conclusion in his mind.
I'm speaking to my empty microphone. One of the questions we had was Bashir going to push for his right as a governor to have proof of life about the senator in his state, McConnell?
Well, he already did. So let's see if he gets answers. If he gets real answers. Because he already did his right and put a letter up and saying we need proof of life and stuff like that. So that's already been done.
Remember, when a Republican loses office, an angel gets its wings. Oh, yeah. And one more time, I got this. This is all about the people dying. This is all about the death card, the Ten of Swords. And he's been delayed, and he got the damn this place sucks. The Five of Cards upside down. He wasn't getting real answers. But then I've got, yes, he has the strength of all the law behind him, plus the shifts that are happening are making him stronger. That's going to come really quickly. The messenger that's going to give the right answer is going to come quickly because people want to go back to a normal order of things and not hiding bodies in the back closet. Can't hear you, Sheila.
I was asking a question. It says if you're asking whether the public can legally force Mitch McConnell or his office to provide proof of life, the answer is generally no. There is no law that allows members of the public to demand that an elected office publicly prove that they are alive. A senator is not legally required to make public appearances.
Okay, but the governor has a right to know that the people in his state are being represented.
Yeah, I'm going to ask, what about the governor? Can the governor ask for proof of life? So hang on, let's see what it says. Hang on. Since the governor's authority is limited because of a U.S. senator is a federal elected official, not an employee of the governor or the state executive branch. A governor can ask the senator's office about their status, which he has done, speak publicly, which he has done, prepared to act if there were an official vacancy. He's probably preparing for that. A governor cannot order a senator to appear in person, compel the release of medical records, or require a proof of life statement simply because of rumors. So there's not even, that's too bad. So if your question is, it says Andy Beshear and Mitch McConnell, Governor Beshear, does not have the legal authority to require Senator McConnell to prove he is alive. That sucks. Because they can lie. And the only way we're ever going to get the truth is if somebody in the medical profession goes against their thing.
Yeah, it's a Kentucky law. In Texas, they can demand that they're alive. It's state by state.
Yeah, but it says that they can't. Andy Brashear cannot.
Yeah, well, that means Kentucky hasn't set that up.
But he didn't die in Kentucky. He died in Washington, D.C.
I know. But it doesn't matter. It's a matter. The argument, I think, is the fine point of not all, like in some states, governors can just replace the senator when they go. And in other states, it's an election. It has to be an election.
Yeah, they changed that law 2 years ago, and like I think in 2023 that
because they thought Mitch was going to go then.
Yeah, because in fact they said if it's 3 months out, they're not going to do another election. It just stays vacant. So they're waiting for August 3rd, right. Before they announce anything. But I'm going to see if Kentucky's law says that a governor can request a proof of life of a senator. Let's see. No, there is no Kentucky law that gives the governor authority to require a sitting U.S. senator or another elected officials to provide proof of life. So that's what I'm saying. The only way that we're ever going to know anything is if somebody leaks the information, like legit proof.
Okay, I'm going to ask if they're going to be able, after Lindsay going, are they going to be able to hide McConnell's death until August 3rd?
Yeah, let's see if they can make it to then. So yeah, I was thinking about looking that up the other day, and I forgot about that.
Yeah, Sean already told me. He'd already read up on it.
Yeah. So I don't know if they would be able to.
They're going to be able to keep it hidden. I got yes.
Okay.
My only no is it's a party place. I'm sure it's not a party place where they're keeping it, but it's confusing illusions are going on, and they're holding tight because they want to play to their wheel of fortune, which is they don't prove he's dead. I mean, you can keep someone alive. I mean, like looking like their vitals are working for a long time. That doesn't mean they're there. It's called brain death. My dad was an anesthesiologist, and he used to have to go convince families to take members of their families off the life machines, off the things that are keeping them alive. And my dad said the hardest were when it was a young person, it was like in a motorcycle accident, and the family kept thinking, oh, but they will get better. And my dad was trying to explain to them that there were only so many machines in that hospital. And while that person who they knew was brain dead. And since then, this was back in the 60s and 70s, we have a lot better ways of tracking brain death. But you got to get close enough to the brain, and then you have to think there was a brain, which also might be a problem issue.
Well, I mean, with that ambulance footage, there was no emergency. Nobody was rushing. They put him in there. There was no movement of his feet or anything like that. I don't think that you can put somebody on life support in their home and ambulance them to a hospital under life supports, can they?
Yes. Sheila,
so,
if they
so would
couldn't,
that,
if
would
they
that make
couldn't,
it? Would they
I-
make?
if
Would
they
that make
couldn't,
it?
I wouldn't be here.
Okay, so would they rush to the hospital with that, or would they hang out? There was no emergency.
Their best way of preserving life, and the guys who are in that van are there to preserve life. They're gonna get them to a hospital if they're serious. They're not going to say, "Oh, we're going to have you all set up at home." That's a problem with Trump. Is he has a fully functioning hospital in the White House, attached to the White House.
So here's the thing: is I think he's dead. He died on June 14th. I think they're hiding and lying about him being dead because of all of these things. Number one, they're changing the carpet. I'm pretty sure, death urinates and poops and, all kinds of things dispel onto a carpet. If he was still alive, that would not have done that.
No,
Also,
you will at there are stages they can bring them back from where they were dead. You stayed in a house with a man who died twice. My friend that you stayed with when you were here in Dallas, he was clinically dead twice.
okay, but that doesn't remove the fact that they were not rushing him to the hospital. Like, I understand that they can do all of that, but once they get him to the ambulance has got to go because they can't. What if he crashes again? But they were not. They were standing. There was no rush, none. They stood there and waited for everybody to get everything together. So that's what the confusing part is. Yeah, they can do all of that. They can absolutely do all that. But why wouldn't they rush him to the hospital after that? Because they don't know. I mean, crashing, or did they just put him on life support and well, who's going to diagnose him as brain dead? Who's going to do that?
They can do that. The emergency crews can do that. But they can only do it if there's a doctor there to witness it. A doctor has to sign proof of life. A doctor has to be the one who signs the death certificate. We got a question. We got an urgent question. Did I take down Super Chat? No, Tro. We've had really bad technical problems this morning. It's not there, but I mean, I don't know that they may have taken it down because I'm having some really serious StreamYard problems. So buy me a cup of coffee and go over and donate your money there. And I'll even send you a little private oracle card reading, a little 30-second message thanking you. And I'm going to leave that up because apparently they can't get us to Super Chat. And I'm splitting all my money with Sheila today because she was nice enough to come on with me. So that's all the house cleaning we can do on that. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying is because I literally got the 4 of Swords for him, the 9 of Wands defending his right for nobody to know, the Magician, the lying, cheating Republicans. I got the Fool. They have to wait so that for the new beginning. The new beginning is that he's gone and they have to fill his seat. But they are also going to win this battle. They're going to wait until August.
That's what I got. I got they're going to be able to keep it hidden until August 3rd.
Because of the law.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter unless, like I said, unless a medical person leaks it out. Let's see if a medical person will leak it out. Because that person who picked him up out of his home, put him in the ambulance, knows he's dead. Knows exactly what happened. That man standing up, looking at his body, knows exactly what kind of condition that body was in. And I'm wondering if that person will leak. Lindsay says, Sheila, Lindsay was in Ukraine trying to secure weaponry with other staff for Ukraine. He was a huge support to Ukraine.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, he definitely went against his leader.
I know. Well, I gave the Republicans balance.
All right, I'm going to unmute myself. They're saying that you're still echoing.
Okay, I'm going to put a sign under us that says what we're reading about. I thought I was. I don't know where it went. Thank you, artist Liz. Okay, go. What's your answer?
Well, my first card up was Hangman, which is surrender, retreat. I literally got ending death. Surrender, retreat. What he knows is surrender, retreat, and the death. And the Fool. I got the Fool again. A new beginning. No limitations. Justice. I get justice. So I'm trying to figure out if he's whoever's going to do it. The Five of Pentacles. I don't think somebody's willing to risk their career. I mean, they are thinking about it. They're juggling his money and the truth. He's talking to lawyers. Whoever it is going to do it is talking to lawyers to see what's going to happen. I got the King of Pentacles, patience, just wait it out. The Nine of Pentacles, constant effort for the truth. The Ace of Wands, I don't know. Maybe with I don't know.
I get someone's very undecided. They're trying to think about it, but they're holding it in for their own information. They're holding it in. They're very undecided. They're in the indecision way. And they don't really want to report the death. They want to try and do what's best for them. And they're trying to persevere at what they do. So I don't think we're going to get a whistleblower. Okay.
Okay, so I also got some information as EMTs and paramedics can provide many forms of life support before patient reaches the hospital. CPR, oxygen, IV. However, they do not typically place someone on long-term mechanical life support.
They don't have
a hospital ventilator used for days and weeks, or a lung bypass. So if any and all of those other, like CPR, oxygen, a bag, or whatever, but he didn't even look like he had that either, or an IV emergency medicine or something along that lines. Okay, so now let me ask another question. The fact that they were not rushing away with Mitch McConnell's body, what does that say? What does that generally mean when a ambulance is not in a rush? Can they stabilize them and wait, or what's going on with that? So let's see what that says. It says if an ambulance is not driving with lights or sirens, it does not necessarily mean the patient is dead or that the situation isn't serious. Okay, well, that's good to know. It says some common patients has been stabilized. Lights and sirens don't always. The hospital has been notified and is ready. The patient may be critically ill but stable. If the patient is too unstable, they'll move. So you're right. He could have been stable.
Yeah, that's what I got. He was stable, and I asked if he was dead in the ambulance, and I got that they were able to support him. They were able to, in some way, to communicate with him, which means you can go and stuff, and they'll communicate with you. It was not a party time. It wasn't a great time, but the big event, the big tower event, didn't happen. But how it's been handled is confusing and illusional spaces. So the whole thing's been crazy. And there are reasons why ambulances won't rush through traffic when they have a patient in the back. I've had one of those ambulance rides too. What you got, Sheila?
Well, I do get the Ace of Pentacles, manufacturing an opportunity. Manifesting an opportunity. They're using it as an opportunity. All right. Well, I'm still divided.
I'm not sure what's going on, and I'm not sure until someone talks that was there will be able to tell us, and I'm not sure if they'll ever be able to.
Yeah.
But I think the next, if Death's coming free, the next one's going to come out of the White House. That's a question. Will the person who passes be a surprise? In other words, it's like one of those younger, healthier people. They're not even considered.
What was the question again? You kind of broke up.
If the third death comes out of the White House, or the third person stopping comes out of the White House, will it be someone who's a surprise to all of us? In other words, it's got a name on our bingo card.
Okay, let's see if there's a surprise. Yeah. People wanted me to do a remote view on Mitch, and I have to tell you, I can't get one. I cannot get a remote view going on Mitch. It literally stops at the images of his face and his blue lips. That's where it stops for me. I cannot get farther into him. So I don't. I that says something too, but I've never experienced that with somebody. What's going on?
I was posting. Okay, are we done talking about Mitch?
Yes, let's move on.
Okay, then my next question was, would the number 3, if you think that things come in threes, and I'm come from an old Irish family that has all kinds of banshees and things in it, will 3 be a surprise? Will the third person who dies, and if they're coming out of the White House, will it be a surprise person, not the person you would automatically jump to ought to have been gone a long time ago? You got the question?
Well, I got somebody who's defending his territory, standing their ground. The person is 10 of Pentacles, wealthy. Knight of Swords. They end up with, I also have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Swords, the bravery, trying to make it through. And the Knight of Cups, which is proposal, which could be an option for dying. And then I get the Ten of Swords. The Hermit. Solitude. Justice. The Tower. And the Five of Pentacles, which is financial or lack of stability.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Ace of Swords, a new idea comes out of that death. But I don't see. I do get the Emperor.
Yeah, what I got was 5 yeses to that question. I got, it's someone we may not have heard a whole lot about, but they keep pretty much themselves. But we have 2 candidates, the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Cups. The King of Pentacles is a man in charge of money, or dark-haired and dark-eyed. And when I saw that, I thought Rubio. Queen of Cups could, I don't know which Dissy Blonde is next in line to go. But the thing is that the reason they're trying to do this is to hold on to their money and hold on tight to their control. And that's why this person would go, because somehow or another they think this person might snitch them out. So that's enough predicting death. That's what my mom used to do. I don't do that. She didn't want to. She didn't wake up in the morning and say, "Who's going to die this week?" Okay. And we had a question about, will the housing bill pass?
It did already.
Yeah, I had already went through. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Tro asked backwards. He found it. He loves my echo. I'm glad you like it, because most people make some crazy. And Kathy D, thank you. And Artistic Liz gave us twice. So, yay! Support the readers. It did pass. And Rose Blue. Thank you, Rose Blue. Rose Blue's been a longtime producer of this show. She always has questions. Let's see what we got here. And the affordable housing, he's just going to let it sit on his desk. It's not going to have a signature, but it's going to pass that way. And that's fine. long as it passes.
Yeah, it already has. It already has. It already said. Well, the thing about it, it was already bipartisan enough that it would have went above his, his veto or whatever. But he didn't do anything with it, and that was the main victory for this bill, is that he didn't do anything. He didn't veto it. He didn't sign it. So it just sat there. So it just automatically, after 10 business days, it went into law, which is already done. So.
Right. Oh, Ukraine sunk 28 ships yesterday, Russian ships yesterday. That's good news.
My goodness, only 28? I mean.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. When do we see the Ukraine-Russian war coming to an end?
I've always seen Ukraine kind of taking over Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's the older nation. If you know the history of that part of the world, it's the older nation.
Yep.
Give me a month card. Give me a month card.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, reversed image. It says, thank you for your hard work.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says they're impressed with me as a reader. You can go to Nancy Jean's Garden and subscribe and be even more impressed. I send out notices on everything I do. And Sheila was kind enough to come over and bail my butt out because my usual Sunday partner is off playing softball, the really important things in life, which it really is. So what do I see? I see it's coming to an end, but it's still a toss-up. I think if it's anything, it's going to be after October. I don't think Russia can make it through another winter with what it's got left. What do you see?
Well, I definitely didn't get a timeline, but what I did get is the bickering and the fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But justice is butted up against that. Everything is going to end up being fair. So the fighting and all of that, so the law and order will be restored, the fairness will be restored, the cause and effect of what they did is be stored. And I also got success, so I'm looking at Ukraine's success. I also have the Knight of Wands, the born leader, the visionary. So that kind of makes me think that there's going to be only one king in that territory between Ukraine and Russia. And I got the Seven of Wands, where he's going to have to be defending his territory. But there's going to be a collaboration with both of those countries. And I also see the Nine of Wands a safe position. So they really are going to, I don't know, there's no timeline, but that's kind of the trajectory of what's going to happen. It's going to really shock everyone because Putin is not well either. He's old, he's sick, everybody wants me to do a remote view on Elaine Chao. So here's the thing about doing a remote view on Elaine Chao. She could care less. It's almost she could care less what is going on with her husband, and she's a part of the plot as well. So that is my feeling on her. So I can she's going to go along with the lie as well. Whatever they want, she's going to do. So there's that, because she has a benefit in all of that lie.
Even though she had more money than he had.
But let's read on her and see what
Okay.
other than my emotional and mental
and
my intuition on her, let's see what the cards say.
I'm going to use my Housewives Tarot. The Domestic Divination Kit. Oh, we're going to do Elaine Chao. This is not the question we're on. Hide. Okay, we're going to hide. Current comment. I'm going to put just her name. Okay. Show. Okay. Okay, what's going on around Lane Show?
I get this one more time for Mr. Mitch McConnell. I got the Four of Swords again for him. For sure. But I also get the Eight of Pentacles, which is, doing the groundwork, getting everything prepared, doing the groundwork, whatever. I have the Knight of Swords, the conflict, the sudden action, the Nine of Pentacles. Her income is more important than everything. But she has a tower moment of some sort. I don't know if it's guilt. I don't know if whatever, but she's moving away. She's going back to wherever she's going. She's getting all of her ducks in an order, and her marriage is completed. There is a completion in her marriage, so it's done. It's over with now. Her marriage is over.
Okay. What I got is this whole situation has no value to her. Makes no difference to her. She did exactly what the Six of Cups said. She got on a plane and went back to China as fast as she thought he was really going to be declared dead. She only came back to try and help those who think they can hold on to control, but they're not holding on to control. She is not having any movement with any of this. And this is the Three of Wands, which is to look out at the worldview. She has no other worldview than this. She's going home to her family. That's what she's going to do. And that's her whole plan. That's all she cares about now. And Mitch is not her family. So, and thank you, Marby. And we got a lot of people glad to see you here today, Sheila.
Well, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the channels. It helps us stay here.
Yes, both of us.
So that's share, subscribe, do the stuff.
Yeah. For those of you who sat through all of this, yes, this has not been the best example of what we can do. But technically, normally my system's very good. It's been dying for a couple days. My computer tech daughter who works out of her house was telling me that. And sure enough, it did in the middle of my show. This is the comment about Lane Chow. Mitch was her job, so that's true. And hide current comment. And I'm looking at the comments we've gotten because I really like when people take the time to come in. I like to acknowledge it, to put a question. Oh, okay. The YouTube's had a problem. It went through, and it used to be when you subscribed, you just went over and subscribed, and you hit that little bell. And even if the little bell appears to be hit, go check it, because unless you click all now, you will miss some of our postings. And there is a thing like people want to, if they say, I like this, and they hit personalized, you got all personalized or don't send me anything. And if you hit personalized, it's because you'd rather hear me read. I read more on spiritual things the rest of the week. Sheila reads more on political things the rest of the week. Although they're all so entwined at this point, guys, I don't know how we try to even separate them. But if you go over there, honest to God, I went over yesterday, and there's an astrologer I've been following since I was almost first on YouTube, and I went over and I'd missed a couple of things from him, and it had gone to personalized instead of all. So go check your notifications. So if you're not getting notified, that may be why.
Well, I
YouTube
also found
photos.
out a little bit of information about that because I went to go searching and asking and all of that. What happens is if all of your channels that you are subscribed to, but you go to on a regular basis, they will always come to the front foremost in your feed, for one. Now, what the YouTube is doing is like if you haven't watched a page or a channel for quite some time, they'll start unchecking you and thinking that you're not interested in it. And I think that has a lot to do with some. I mean, there was a lot of people, no shame, nothing on that. There were a lot of people that just kind of hang up on political readings for quite some time. And that's the reason why, if you are not subscribed or you have to resubscribe or something along that lines, is because when you take a break, YouTube thought that you weren't interested in that channel and they start unsubscribing you. So that's what I learned. So I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
I'm going to show a question. I don't think I even need to lift a card on this one. He doesn't give a shit. Trump doesn't feel anything about anybody. Even I don't think he feels anything about himself. He's the most sad, lonely energy I can imagine in the universe.
Right, he doesn't have any empathy that he has died. He doesn't care about that, but what he did care about was the power in the Senate. He didn't like the feeling of losing another person. Like, he already knows Mitch is probably gone. You know what I mean? In his mind, whatever, if somebody's actually told him, because, they don't tell him stuff because he has a mouth. And Lindsey gone. So he knows that there's two powers down. He doesn't see them as people. He sees them as power. And that's where he always operates.
Okay. We're going to hide that one because that's not worth it. I'm glad you typed it and someone asked if we'd already discussed Lindsay dying last night. Yes, watch the first 45 minutes. I'm trying to find some more things going on here. Yeah, we're getting a lot of people saying their YouTube's totally screwed. You should try being on our end. Every time doesn't your heart just stop every time they post? We've had an update, Sheila. My heart just goes, oh no, God, what have they done to us now?
Yeah, it does. It does get a little nerve wracking. I described it on Hogarth as in we're just in a relationship with an abusive partner, and we had to follow and do what they want in order for us to stay on. That's pretty much what it is. They have to make money in order for them to be interested in our channels. So that's the deal.
And it's
That's the deal.
It's not just the low-lying channels, of which I am much more low down the totem pole than Sheila is, but they've thrown off channels that had millions of viewers. And they said, oh, no, you're not doing this the way we want you to do this. Well, who the hell are they, One group sued them and they won. They got back on, so it happens. Could Thomas be the next to go? He's looking very ill. When has Thomas not looked ill?
Oh yeah.
What?
The the Chief Justice Thomas. Oh yeah. Let's see where his stuff is at. But he's
it's Robert. The Chief Justice is Roberts. Thomas is just a justice. He's the black justice that they put on.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm thinking of. Him.
Yeah, I listened to I was redoing houses at the time he got put on the court. And so I was in an empty house fixing things up, and I got to listen to the entire hearing. God, what a liar. You can hear so much more when you just listen to people. You don't see their demeanor. This guy was still okay. Oh, poor Clarence. Yeah. Clarence is the next to go. 5 of Swords, man. They're really out for him. Because his whole lifestyle sort of shows all of the faults they have. They've been trying to push him off the court for a while, but he's been of two minds about it. He likes being on the court, and God, if you had to go home to Jenny Thomas, would you go home? But Tower Time's coming for him. So I think he will be the next to go. And then right after that is Alito.
Well, that was a very interesting. You got the 5 of Swords. I got the 7 of Swords at the same time.
That's okay. That'll
So
work.
the 7 of Swords is beware of betrayal.
Yeah, there's both cards.
Yeah, so sidestepping some obstacles, like, but I also got the page of wands, where they are, discovery, creative talents. I don't know what that is about. I don't really know, like, somebody after him or whatever, but I did get the 6 of swords.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the 9 of wands, where he's going to be defending his health.
Mm-hmm.
How weird is that?
We both got the same answer, guys. So they're not much more definitive than that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that, the people, what they're gonna do is they're gonna spin it that way. Like, oh no, now the Democrats are killing us off. That's how they're gonna spin it.
Fine. I don't care. I don't care if you do kill them off as long as they're gone.
I know, but that's how they're gonna spin it. That's how they get their base to go and
yeah, but their base is sick of it too, Sheila. It's like I said, you don't get every Republican precinct chair in a place like Collin County to go and show up at the meetings for a 19-year-old candidate for JP who's a Democrat, calling him our Boy Scout, our Eagle Scout, and saying we're sick of him. And that means they're not going to lift a finger for anybody. I mean, they don't, and they all what I'll tell you what I understand threw them over the edge was that a local judge here ruled. We have rules about, just like everybody else does, you have to live where you vote, right? So you can't vote in one district and live somewhere else. Well, Paxton has lived for the last 8 elections in Denton County, not even in Collin County. And he was voting in Collin County. And this judge said, oh, well, he's really close, so that doesn't matter. That was it for these women. I mean, these are the things. I used to work in politics, for those from Sheila's channel that don't know about this. And I have a son who still works in politics. And precinct chairs really like to watch everybody play the rules. I mean, and that, trust me, I've been very frustrated with a lot of Republicans. And I know a lot. I used to know a lot of them when I was younger. They're Republican precinct chairs. And I know some of the ones that are my age who've said they don't lift a finger for either side. Now, that's fine. As long as they're not messing with us, I don't care. They're not helping them. But you, quite honestly, going into an off-year election, congressional election, you need those precinct chairs. They don't think they do because they've gotten so outside themselves and not understanding, but they need them. And that's why Texas is going to be purple, if not more blue, if not a dark purple. Anyway, that's my theory on the world.
Yeah, I get my hopes up around Texas sometime. I mean, they've been exposing Paxton's affair.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting a divorce, this, that, and the other. But here's the one thing about Clarence Thomas. I don't want Clarence Thomas to die. Because that means that they will just fill that position again with another Republican, younger, and so that it's longer, right? I would like for him to hold on. I don't want him to go anytime soon. I don't want him to be the third one.
Oh, I know. No. I don't think. I think it's going to be somebody in the White House. And I couldn't get male or female. I got somebody near money, and they think that they're going to. What they think is they're getting ready to spill the beans. And I'd like a great big bowl of banana pudding when Clarence leaves. Oh, yeah. We all have our dreams. It's better than wanting 3 scotches in a row, I guess.
That is true. If we win both the House and the Senate, they're not getting any more justices through. It's true. Okay, usually we end at an hour and 30 minutes, and we're going to do that today unless you have something pressing that you think we need to look at, Sheila. Okay, what we do traditionally is we each pull
an oracle card for the collective for the week. And so I'm going to pull from the Power of Surrender card. This is a good one. The Power of Surrender cards, they were put together by a woman psychiatrist, and they're really a good card. If you just want to have a card deck around to pull a card from and look at it and think about it, she's got good ones. And the one I pulled is Surrender Your Ego. And it says, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, say things that come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will always further your goals. So surrender your ego. That's my message to the collective for this week. And what's yours, Sheila?
Well, what I got was, does my life have room for more pleasure and play? And here is in what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work. It is possible to shift the seriousness of life to experiencing more creative, wild, and playful side of you. Today's soul action. What would happen if you added more play and laughter into your life? What area is lacking this right now? Take time to play. Let go of any need to produce anything.
And I want to thank everybody for being here. What do you got going on this week, Sheila? Do you know? I know you're kind of slow down in the summer, but
I am slowed down. But what I have, I had a schedule to, let's see, Monday I'm doing a collaboration with painting psychic.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. It's probably gonna be it's videotaped versus live because I'm kind of tired of the live stuff right now. But I'm going to do that, and what she's going to do is paint her painting, and I'm going to pull cards on with her while she's doing the painting. So that should be very interesting.
Oh, that's
we're probably
really
going to
good.
we're going to probably pick one subject or one topic, and that will be the video, which is really, really cool. And then I have, let's see, of course, Wednesdays, I always have Hogarth with Lena and Lady G. And I think that's kind of it for right now. I don't have very much scheduled. I usually pick things back up around end of August and July, or August and September. When everything's settled down, everybody's back in school, things are, back to the machine.
Yes. Well, I have a show on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time, which is noon Mountain, 11 Pacific, and 2 in the on the East Coast time. And this time, I think it's just going to be me. I think it's going to be open mic. I'm going to be doing readings. On the 15th, I'm doing a show with Nath and with Jeffrey. Jeffrey's still in Mexico City and having a wonderful time. But Nath has created a marvelous tarot deck called Mystical Saints. And it's not only is the deck good, but he has one of the best interpretive guides. It's a whole book. It's a book. And I really like this deck, I think, and it's got a wonderful sense of humor behind it. Like St. Catherine is the Wheel of Fortune. So go look that up if you want to find out why that's so funny. It's not funny. It's just ironic. But Nate's going to be on and Jeffrey's going to be on. And we're going to talk about what is it like when you face the challenge of creating something totally new. And we're going to talk about my garden. We're going to talk about some of the other things I've created that have to do with crystals to try and make them more available to people. And then, so that's on the 15th. And then I don't know. Oh, I'm in the process of putting together a book club, and it's about 2 series of books. One called The Accidental Medium, which ends up being a 5-book series, and it's a fascinating trip from a woman who didn't think she was a medium, but took a job in a shop that handled that, and then went on to find out she had powers. And you'd love it, Sheila, because it's like when you wake up one morning and realize, oh, I can do this. And all of a sudden she can remote view she's a true medium. She's a physical medium. She actually physically sees the people and stuff. So, and the woman who wrote the book is an actress in London, and I'm trying to get her to come on and talk about the Genesis series. But what I love about that series is it has so many fictional accounts of the things people go through. And they always talk to me when I do private readings. How does that work? And then after that, there'll be another group on crones from Myrtlewood, England. But that's going to be, you have to belong to my channel to do that. I still do my readings. I'm still doing my 6-month readings, which if you want to know what's going to happen between now and December, it's a lot of fun. I've been doing quite a few of them, and people are very pleased. It's a much happier scenario than the people that got the 12-month readings last December and saw what was going to happen at the beginning of this year. And I want to thank everyone who sat through the computer glitch. I'm going to thank Sheila for hanging on, because if Sheila had switched off, we would not have had a show. And I want to thank all of you, because without y'all, we don't have a show.
That is so true.
So we take care, everybody. Bye, Sheila. Have a good time in that cool. Is it cool in Denver?
No, we still have summer here.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.